So I want to quickly touch on how much you're going to order on your first order. So essentially what you're going to want to order in an ideal scenario would be the amount of sales that you have per or are expecting to get per month. So by looking at the first page, in the people that you're expecting to compete against or get ahead of, how much are they selling? You need to be selling that much per month, okay? So now you're going to multiply that by what is your lead time, including the shipping? Okay, so maybe your manufacturer says 30 days, and then they say 10 days to ship by air. Now you're gonna also need to put some time in there for Amazon to process because they're not gonna get it and instantly it hits the shelves. So you're gonna want to add about 5 days extra for that. So maybe this is 45 days. Okay, so then now we're gonna convert this into months. So we convert this into months, 45 out of 60. So this is 1.5 months right there. Okay, and then you're going to want a safety stock. And this whole, this is just a brief. So this is just the brief summary, by the way. We've gone more in depth into it earlier in the course. So if you're wanting to know, really in depth on this, go to there. But just an overview and some common mistakes that I see people making. So safety stock, basically, what do you want? It depends on your industry, how competitive it is. Let's assume maybe 15 to 30 days. Really, like if an out of stock is going to cost you a crazy amount and it's really small, well, then I would probably go more towards 30 days. Now, if it's extremely large and not that competitive and it's slower moving, well, I probably wouldn't be storing really large products that are going to cost a lot in inventory storage basically in an uncompetitive niche. Doesn't make much sense there. So you're going to have to play around with what you're comfortable with. But the general idea is that you want to have more than less, but you don't want to have too much. And you definitely don't want to have way too little. So this is the ideal amount. We've already talked about how you're going to negotiate and try to get down to this if their MOQ is higher. But it's not always going to happen that you're going to get down to that lower MOQ. Maybe the person who has the best product quality is going to not budge. They're at 2,000. Well, if there's somebody who's at a 500 MOQ with mediocre quality and someone at 2,000 and they won't budge with the best product quality, I would probably go up and really negotiate with that person, and still, if it didn't work, offer to pay more per price to get that lower MOQ, or just buy the 2,000. Depending on the market, because product quality, as we've talked about, is the most important thing. Don't skimp on quality and don't skimp on quantity. So that's the next problem that people run into. A lot of the times they just want to buy 50 to test the market and see if this is a good idea. Amazon is not a place to go test ideas. All right. We do in the way that you're successful on Amazon is you go and you do thorough, in-depth research. You find an unsolved customer need, and then you go in there and you fill it in. So why does 50 quantity not work? So as we've talked about earlier, Amazon ranks, and there's all these keywords on Amazon. Okay. So there, and each one of these is an individual market. So as you go and put your product out there in the beginning, you don't know which one of these it's going to sell through. You have ideas, but you're not sure. So you're going and you're trying to rank on all of these, okay? And the way it's going to take 7 to 14 days to start ranking, okay? And you're going to get sales through maybe this one and this one and this one. You're going to find ones over here, okay? And now you're going to be getting sales through all these keywords, and you're going to be running a lot of ads, okay? And you're going to find out where you work and where you don't. And then now this is going to require a decent amount of inventory. And then the last thing you want to do is, oh, great. Well, I sold out 50 and I sold like 2 through 24 different words. And you never ranked on any of them. And you're like, well, I didn't make any money on ads. But so it's like, how do you even know if it worked or not? You want to have enough products so that you can truly find out what your best keywords are. And then what your, see where you ranked for those keywords and if it was profitable. And yeah, looking at your conversion, like we need all the data to be able to really decide where we're selling and everything. And the other thing is that you don't want to lose rank. So let's say you really juiced it up and you sold well through one and you bought a test order of 100, okay? And wow, you started ranking for a good keyword and now it puts you up there and then it sees you go out of stock. Amazon doesn't like that. If you look at the Amazon page, actually, it says that one of their things is they want products that are in stock. So you're going to get hurt by the search algorithm by going out of stock. You're going to miss out on sales too. And then now you're going to have to spend extra money on PPC trying to relaunch up there, and you're hurt by the algorithm. So you just lose out in multiple ways. So definitely save up and buy the right amount of quantity. Because so if you go out of stock for a couple days, a couple weeks, it's not the end of the world, but if you don't buy enough, you'll never even know if it's worth buying more. So don't try to just test out. So that's a big mistake that I see people running into. Now, the only time that it would actually make sense to buy this small of a quantity is if you had an extremely fast lead time and you had a USA manufacturer or somewhere that could just get them in, okay? So you could literally like get more product in the next week, and then you could order these smaller quantities, but probably unlikely. So yeah, hope that this was helpful. And yeah, if you guys see any other common mistakes that people are running into or any other questions about ordering, watch that more in-depth video or leave a question below, and on to the next video.